Right, Dave Allen. Dave Allen landed this morning, Wednesday, at Adam Booth's gym, 10 AM. Now, I think it'll do David good. People keep saying to me, why is Dave Allen going to train with Adam Booth? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? He knows that he's been pulled off that show with Eddie Hearn, doesn't he, in December. It isn't because of his perforated eardrum. Then Eddie hasn't pulled him off for that. I'll tell you why Eddie's pulled him off. He's done it because David's gone on Sky and he's said, I've not been training and that's not good enough and blah blah. Well, what about all them kids in country who want to fight on Sky and they're seeing that? It's not a good advertisement, is it? And the Sky bigwigs were fuming, Barry Hearn were fuming, a lot of people were really unhappy with David, and I can't really blame them, to be honest, because it's not good, is it? It's not something that you want to brag about, is it? Not going to the gym, because you're in a sport where you've got to train hard, aren't you? And there's all them kids who are in the boxing programs at these gyms and that who want to get on Sky, and Dave's getting on there and he's not training, and he didn't really do himself any favours coming out with that. I know that other people on other podcasts have said, oh, fair play for him for coming out and saying that. Well, I didn't hear them saying, people coming out saying that he's out of order now. I know Dave a bit better than them, and I've already told him what I think. Says you're crazy. What about all these people that you're not going to get a chance to go on Sky and they're training their hardest, and you should grab this opportunity with both hands. You know, I've told him what I think. He's took it on board, and he's his own man, isn't he? He's going to do it his own way. I mean, he's already had several trainers. Whether he stays with Mick Marsden or not, I don't know. But he's now going to need somebody who's got a bit of influence to get him back out there, isn't he? Because has Mick Marsden got enough pull with Eddie Hearn? No. Eddie Hearn has certain trainers that he works with. What I mean by that is he'll work with Gallagher, and he's got other fighters who he'll want out on the same night. Adam Booth's got several fighters, and if he's going to have his guys on Sky, why not have Dave on as well? Mick Marsden, who has Mick Marsden got really? Mick Marsden's an afterthought, isn't he, to Eddie? And David will realise that, and he'll think, I'm going to need to piggyback in here with another trainer. Maybe he's thought that, I don't know, but we all saw David go and sit next to Adam Booth when he was being interviewed by Coogan on IFL, so if David's thinking outside the box, that's good. But go to the gym, Dave. Please go to the gym and grab your chance with both hands. Don't end up 20 years down the line saying coulda, woulda, shoulda, or I could have been and run a bean. Don't end up saying that, because you see many of them, don't you, end up Barnet pub going, yeah, I used to be a boxer, I could have been great. Yeah, well, you ain't pub every day, aren't you? So let's hope that he does alright, and I think he will do alright with Adam Booth, but you've got to put the effort in. But if you can't put the effort in boxing, you will get found out. It's a lonely place, and Sky don't want anybody getting hurt, do they? And you know, if they know that somebody's not been training, well, it's not good, is it? They can't keep their eye on Dave when he's up there training with Mick, or if he's at home saying he's doing his training. But if he's down there every day with Adam Booth grafting, that word will get back to Eddie Hearn, won't it? And he's got the carrot now of a big baby Miller fight. You know, and if Dave can get his son in shape, November, December, he could end up fighting end of January, early February on DAZN in America against Big Baby Miller, and he could set his son up. But it's up to Dave if he wants it, innit, really? If he don't want it, well, that's his fault, innit? But there's ability there. It's just bringing it out. I mean, he turned pro with Dennis, and Dennis got rid of him when Dave were a 6-0 and a draw, because he wouldn't go to gym. Now, you know what I mean, that was 5 years ago when he left Dennis's, and you know, there's problems with going to gym 5 years later, so you know, he's Dennis and all that at this, as it did, you know what I mean? It's like that footballer that you see at school, isn't it? You know, the kid in that when you're 15-year-old and he's just the best in the school, but he's hanging around the shops drinking cider. I'm not saying Dave drinks cider. He don't take drugs either, but he don't chase birds either. But he'd rather just be sat at home watching telly or on his internet, eating chomps or lion bars. So everybody has something different, don't they, about him? But I wish him all the best. My kids like him, and my kid's mum likes him, and he's a nice kid. But you know, it's boxing, isn't it? There's no second places in boxing, is there? If you mess about, you will be found out. Now, people say Adam Bove's a great trainer, but I think he's alright. But he's had Davy Day, hasn't he? Now, Davy Day, he was always going to be a world champion, wasn't he, Davy Day? It was always going to happen, so who else has he really done great with? You could say Burnett, couldn't you, Ryan Burnett? But once he started getting it the other night, he didn't really want it, did he? I'm not buying into all that injury thing. I'm not buying into it. It's my opinion. I've heard a couple of things that have gone off, and people keep going, oh, we're injured and all that, blah de blah. I'm not having it. He was at his depth against Donaire. As soon as he started getting hit, he didn't want to know. Do you know why? When have you ever seen Ryan Burnett get hit? He's got one of them styles where they don't get hit. When they get hit, let's see what happens then. Donaire started hitting him, he didn't want to know. Pulled out with a back injury. And I've heard it wasn't that bad. But we'll see, won't we? We'll see. Watch this space. Watch this space. But right, that's video 3 done. So flying through them today, aren't we? Shout out to lads at Eco Power, Arm Thorpe in Doncaster, and a shout out to Dean at Maxi Muscle, Will at Colourworks, Justin at the Tea Leaf Company, and a shout out to Marnus at Charmwood Kitchens, and a shout out to Chris Smedley as well. How you doing, Chris Smedley? You're probably watching this, aren't you, Chris? Running on your treadmill. Keep on trucking.